World be turned around. Hold on just one minute, love. Just- Hola. From Mexico. We got the Joining in Light team coming in. You can see how precious this is to keep joining with Jesus through our brother. So here comes, boom, we're online. Jesus wants to talk about fear right now with us. I say, go. So, and since Jesus came, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and probably more Jesuses, 11, 12, 13, plenty of Jesuses just in time. This is Jessica. We're on the Jesus clock now. The no time clock. So it feels really good to ask Jesus, what do we need to see in order to lay this idea of fear, to sacrifice fear. That's what he's saying in the lesson. And just to put that little puppy right up on right on the altar of God and lay it to rest in our holy minds, that we could ever be a holy divine being that would be subject to fear. So I'm going to turn that to my holy brother and to hear what Jesus is saying about this. And if anyone wants to speak in Spanish, of course, we do have Spanish. Dyra's lovingly, and her Christ assistant, which you can see is there with her, is off a Spanish translation. So this would be a good time to follow a prompt, because if any fear comes up, then it'll be a good thing to look at. Is that Jessica? Okay, excellent. Here we go.
Whoa. Okay. It's really windy out here, so let me know if you're hearing a lot of feedback, and then I'll just go inside, I think. Can you hear the wind? Is it?
Every now and then, but it's pretty good, Jessica, actually.
Okay, great. Okay, so basically, let's see, I'm sorry, were you asking to just share about like fear related, or can it be a miracle?
You can share a miracle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, yeah, okay. So I just had a joining with Irene Munro, and she was we were getting in touch with how there's a desire to be separate, and how I keep siding with that, and that the feeling of unworthiness coming up, and just that sense of like, I've blown it, so I can't do this now, or something, I've done something wrong, and so now how am I going to possibly, listen to Jesus or something, like that kind of thing. So so yeah, it's just really up right now, like just looking at that with Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an old pattern. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for this joining now too. And the joining with Irene. And I feel like I can just sense that importance of being able to like acknowledge our miracles and acknowledge that we are joined, that we're not alone, you know? Because I'm so used to siding on the side of separation and feeling alone, and then getting into this whole story about how I can't do this because I, you know, whatever. But anyway, the miracle was that I wasn't hearing anything from Jesus when we were asking for a miracle, but then I just noticed a man earlier, just a simple scene when I looked up at Starbucks, and then I looked up again when I wasn't hearing anything, and it looked for all the world like the exact same scene again. And what I felt from the spirit in that was that it's like, this is the same moment. It's nothing is changing. It's just you're in a loop and you're just going through the same thing, like nothing. And then in that moment, I couldn't take anything seriously or feel like it was real anymore. Like, you know, that it's just this loop that's replaying the same instant that we keep calling back. And yeah, I just feel like that's really what's up for me right now, is just, yeah, just finding that willingness to stop believing that, or, you know, to stop playing weak and joining when I'm feeling that way, and not being ashamed to say, yeah, I'm feeling really, like I'm struggling in that sense, and I'm feeling different, and I'm feeling alone, or, you know, whatever it is, or I don't feel worthy right now, or so, or I have a lot of fear coming up, you know, and just allow that stuff up instead of struggling with it endlessly, and then letting Jesus help me and show me the way, instead of pretending that I'm alone, you know, and I'm not surrounded by mighty companions everywhere I look, really. So yeah, and even in leaving community, it was like, oh, this story, oh, now I'm alone and I can't have no one to join with. But then immediately this circle of light came into my awareness, and it was like, oh, we're joining every day, twice a day. So it's like, okay, so much for that story. Like, I guess I do have mighty companions, and you're actually encouraging and reminding us, yeah, join. And certain ones are available at any time, where I'm just like, it's amazing. So that's amazing. And that's a miracle too, just to know that I know I've got my mighty companions in my back pocket, in a way that I could, you just show up with like this, for example, this joining and letting fear up, or talking about fear, and how it's like, it can't stop us unless we try to hide it or pretend that we're not afraid, you know. And I do feel afraid, you know, a lot.
So this is perfect, Jessica. Thank you, because now we can go to Jesus and ask him right now. You can hear him and tell him what he's telling us about how to see this with him, how he's showing us how to look directly at the desire for fear. And what is he saying?
Right. I feel like okay. I think part of what I'm hearing is that there is a doubt thought around it, but that it feels so shameful somehow. What comes up for me is that there's this huge feeling of shame that comes up. Like, it's the end of the world to share this, you know? And he's just saying, no, just stay with me. Nothing's gone wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
and that I'm still loved.
Yes. And you can let him take you. Now ask him if he'll show you below the shame what's under it.
Yeah. What's under the shame? I mean, it's almost so intense, like I just want to pass out, it's like.
And what's under that?
And what's under that is the strength. It feels like.
Yes, go to the strength.
And strength underneath it. And I'm just
feel the, yes, stay with that right there.
Right.
The power and the strength, and then let him show you the mechanism, like the desire for the experience of shame. Say, Jesus, do I have a desire for experience of shame?
Experience of shame. Yeah. I mean, that's my story, that I hide out.
So you can just ask him, okay, so we admit it.
Yeah.
And what happens when you admit it to him and give it to him?
Okay, Jesus, here you go. It just seems hilarious and ridiculous in that moment.
Yes.
Just say, okay, it doesn't have to be this big mysterious thing. It can just be like, okay, here it is. I feel scared and ashamed, and I don't want to feel this anymore. And I can.
So this is a beautiful example when we really just admit, it's just the admission how much we want that experience. That's all.
Yeah.
Like we just want it. That's it. Ask Jesus to tell us about this.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like this kind of a panic and a desperation that comes up of like, I have no options. Like I'm clinging to this fear.
So ask him if he'll take you below it, to
Below
the
that.
desire to cling to fear. Say, Jesus, do I have a desire to cling to fear?
Yeah. Jesus, do I have a desire to cling to fear? Yeah. Yeah, there's like an I can't that comes up. I'm little, I'm weak, I can't do this, kind of like a whiny vibe.
So just ask them about that. We just go step by step, Jessica, because this is for everyone, right? Step by step to go, okay, so there's a desire for an experience of clingy, whatever it looks like.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what's underneath that? Yeah, just a reminder that nothing's happening comes up. It feels helpful. And also just allowance that what is happening, it isn't shameful and doesn't need to be hidden. Doesn't need to be, you don't have to pretend that you're okay if you're not,
Well, what Jesus is offering, just ask him about it. See, because the ego is going to convince us that we need to experience something. So it's good to ask Jesus, Jesus, do I need to experience anything whatsoever to wake up? So all we have to do is admit the desire for the experience. We don't necessarily have to experience it.
Right. Yes. So, yeah. I love that. Thank you. That's the desire to, wow, it's getting windy here. Desire to suffer in some way in order for God. like I have to sacrifice in order to experience joy. And there's that fear that if I don't, I'm going to get hit with something. Like I need to suffer. Otherwise, I haven't paid the price or whatever. That's what feels like is my belief. Yeah, that feels very palpable. I can feel that. yeah, and then that's where I want to go to this, I'm little, I'm weak, I can't, place, because I'm afraid that I'm going to get hit with something if I don't suffer to awaken or something. Like there's some
Yes.
story there that doesn't feel true.
So ask him about it. Ask if he'll bring us all down through the steps to look at this.
Okay. So then I guess I hear the only time is now that we can that we can look at this. And that there isn't any need to be afraid. And then the fear comes up as soon as we think we're alone. Okay. Wow, windy out here. Okay. And that we're not asked to do anything alone, because that's kind of, he's saying, I guess he's saying like, that's pretty ridiculous. Like, how could we do anything alone? We can't. So it's just willingness to accept. Yeah, acceptance of our identity. That we could never be lost and little and alone. And that if we are, it's a mistake in identity. And that if we can just see that it's a mistake and not try to hold on to it as this real terrible thing that happened, then God is right there and he can help us.
Yes, and and you can hear him very clearly.
Yeah.
Very clearly, Jessica. Very clear. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Right.
Because you hear him clear as a bell.
Right. Thank you for that reminder.
You hear him as clear as a bell.
Thank you. Yeah.
So just stay tuned to that.
Okay.
That's all we need to do. That's it. Ask him. Ask him. Jesus, is that all I need to do?
Yeah. And yeah, I feel that he's saying, yeah, and you so much want to add things to that to make, like, be responsible to, like, there's something other than that I'm asked to do, other than just hear him. But it's not, it's just to hear him.
Yes.
And then he would remind us that we're loved. That's all that he wants to do. So there's nothing scary about that.
Yes. And that it's in your function completely to speak this.
Yes, I feel that. Yeah,
Yes.
that is within my function.
That is your function. It's a function of the beings that come. And so when we're really focused on speaking that through us.
Yes. Yeah. And just coming back to that when a fear arises, just, it's okay. And not to look out, always to look outside myself and then think I can't, or something, just to be vigilant for that.
And to see how quickly he will take you to all of us the desire for it. The faster you go to the desire for the experience with him, Jesus, show me how I want this, like that. It's going to be fast. It's like, it's like grease lightning. Do you hear that? What do you hear?
I hear what you're saying. It is very fast to go straight to the desire, like, okay, in the moment, in an alive moment, it's like, yes, why do I want this? Or what's the desire here? Why do I keep choosing this? And he can just boom, 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 like help just like that. It's like he doesn't want us to suffer is the sense I'm getting. It's no, you don't, this need not be, you don't have to suffer. You are worthy. You do deserve to be loved. You're not asked to suffer.
Yeah.
And that's what just keeps coming up. And that's, yeah. And that's just the motivation to keep, stay with him and yeah, not like, sure, doubt thoughts come up, but it's not to stay with those, but just keep allowing that up. Yeah. And stay. Yeah. It's just a voice of kindness that wants to come through, and there's nothing scary about that, is what I keep coming to. But then at the same time, there are some doubt thoughts that are coming up and fears that are coming up, and then those have to be allowed to. And then, why do I desire this? I guess is yeah.
I might just a little thought, okay, to ask Jesus about here. What needs to be allowed up is the desire for this experience. Ask him about that. Is it the emotions or the desire for the experience? See, all we're seeing is that how we desire the experience, so that we don't, so that we can see we desire fear like it's an itch. Jesus, is there an itch below our level of awareness for fear as experience?
Jesus, itch for the level below our experience. Yeah, yeah, yes.
So we're looking at the itch. Like, Jesus, show me all those itches to have fear.
Right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Just have a sense of, yeah, he's showing me where I'm holding on to it. And that's what's happening. It's not something out there. It's something that I am actively saying, I'm holding it. Yeah. And that's where that feeling comes from, because of my desire that I'm holding on to it. Yeah. Yeah, wow. I can feel that. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, there's the word familiarity, there's some familiarity there. And that, like, the reasons for desiring it might be it's familiar or something like that, like a desire for the familiar. But yeah, and yeah, and then of course there's that desire to suffer. That feels like a big one, like I need to suffer or else I will be, God's gonna get me. Which,
yes, that's
yeah, really, yeah, makes no sense, but there we are.
But we can see it. Do you know we were living with that floating below the subconscious mind before? I mean, this is so helpful for everyone.
Yeah, yes.
Because it's that whack-a-mole thing floating, and it pops up and like, why am I going off the rails? Because it goes underground for a while.
Yeah.
And if the desire is, if Jesus, we give Jesus the desire, admit it, like fully, I just want this, want this, want this.
Yeah.
See it. Then it lands in the ceasing to deny divinity court.
Say that again. Ceasing
To deny divinity.
Deny divinity. Yeah.
Do you see? Because we're accepting the denial, that we denying it through the wanting the play in consciousness. How much we want to play in consciousness. Because there's consciousness just plays. See, it likes to play dead.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Yeah. wanting to play dead and somehow try to fit into a world concept, because that's how, yeah. That's
So then we
it.
can just laugh. It gets hilarious, right? You know? So we can ask Jesus, do I like to have experiences of playing dead? Ask him. It's hilarious.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. And you don't have to do this. It's like some kind of a defense, like attack defense. Like what does the animal do when it feels threatened? It plays dead. Oh, you don't want me, I'm dead. You know, that's classic. That's correct. That's great. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. Don't hurt me. I'm little. You don't want me. Yeah. It's a story that we so yeah, and there's a automaticness to it though. It's like, yeah. Yeah. So he's just saying to stay with him in that, so we can be shown that that's just not necessary and it's not fun and we don't have to do that, and there is an alternative that we can keep. Yeah, just allow for that answer to come in. There's no need to panic and there's no need to play dead. And nobody's going to get us, you know, on a you know, in a deeper sense in the unconscious. It's like we're just freaked out about that, even though, yeah, there's certainly no sense to it.
Yeah, it's the innocence. It's really, that's why we come together, to see the innocence that, and to see how it plays. How the play, and like how much we really like. We can ask him, Jesus, do we really like that little energy hit that we get from being afraid? Ask him. It's a drug. It's a drug of choice. Ask him, is fear the drug of choice in consciousness?
Yeah, I hear default. It's the default. It's like, oh, gotta go back to being little again. Go back in my hole. You know? Yeah. Yeah, because we're just afraid of that power. Yeah. So, yeah, and we can't believe that, yeah. Like we can't believe that we could be that, you know, our whole, we're afraid of our wholeness and yeah. We can't believe that we could be that. We could be carefree. We could be happy. We could be innocent, and we could be so and loved. Like that seems like a fairy tale, and yet, yeah, and yet Jesus is telling us, like, yeah, that actually we are so loved, and it is true that it's not too good to be true. It is true. Yeah. But we just need to walk through that. Yeah. Just comes back to that, walking through those desires. The desire to feel defeated or want to be, decide that we're not good enough, or or there's something outside of us that's preventing it, whatever it is, some thought that, oh, I can't because this, or, you know, yesterday I screwed up, so today now I can't, you know, like trying to keep tabs on Jesus, which makes no sense. So on the, like there's some type of, I don't know, like it's dependent on us and not on Jesus. Like, it's like flipping that around, I guess. Like Jesus has it and can handle it.
So in terms of fear, what would you say that he's saying now that we could look at?
I hear be very gentle. You can be very gentle in looking at and allowing up these fears from below the level of awareness. You know, it's like, and seeing that it has no power, like the idea of continually, not trying to deny when we feel that way, but then going beneath it right away, and not, but not pushing it down either, but like acknowledging it so that we have it in awareness, and then it can be taken from there. And we can see where, start seeing where we're really desiring to suffer and thinking like, if I'm not suffering, then I must not be good enough. Like I have to do this, and just seeing how intense that is. Like, or I don't exist if I'm not suffering, or I haven't proven myself yet, or, you know, so like all the forms, becoming aware of all the forms that the fear can take.
So what do you feel like, if there's one thing, like, because he'll take us to like that very one thing that we need to like look at this moment, in terms of what do we need to see for overcoming fear, like, or fear in the mind, the desire for the experience.
For overcoming fears. Yeah, it seems like it's a yeah, I don't know, I just hear like just the fear of being as God created us, like that brings us to another.
So if we look at the desire, because that is the fear, to be as God created, it's the desire not to be as God created us.
Right. Yes. That's
so
it.
Then we can ask Jesus, is there a desire below our level of awareness to not be as God created me?
Yes. I mean, yes, there is.
Okay, and can we ask them for a miracle, or is there something deeper we need to see?
Ready for a miracle. I think, is there something deeper we need to see, maybe?
Okay.
Okay. And then I think maybe fear, like fear of the present moment, that we can't plan it. It has to be present. Like, it's just going to be.
So we can ask them, do we have a desire for an experience of fearing, rejecting the present moment and experiencing fear instead?
Yeah, or control. Yeah, it's a word I hear too.
Do I desire an experience of rejecting the present moment? Okay.
Yes, and putting it outside to an authority problem too. And then, let's see.
Jesus, do I have a desire for an experience of fear outside myself? To be something outside myself, out of my control?
Yeah.
Yet to see our innocence in that, of course.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
To see how we want to lose control through fear, an experience of losing control through fear. Jesus, do I have a desire for an experience of losing control through fear?
Right. Yeah. And what I feel now is this deep, like, peace and calm come, and that's Jesus just saying, all is well, all is well. It's the
Aw.
feeling. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. 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 We don't have to pretend anymore. I hear that. We don't have to pretend we're not love, which is that play of consciousness. Yeah. Believing we're something else. That it's all right to come home. And also for me, he's saying I don't need to worry, because I've been worrying lately.
Aw.
So
Aw.
yeah, isn't that sweet?
Yeah. I love
Uh,
the fireside chat.
yeah, yeah. And yes, the reminder that you haven't done anything wrong. It's like a reassurance, like, you haven't done anything wrong. You're loved. Don't need to worry. And you can trust me. You can keep handing this over and looking. Yeah. And seeing that innocence together. We can see that together. And it's all right to come out, like, of our shells, like,
Yeah, and to speak Jesus. I keep hearing that, really.
yeah. Yes.
I mean,
For
for
me,
everyone, but
everyone.
he's given me the Jessica, go forth and speak.
Go.
Go forth and speak. That's what I keep hearing. I just put it out there. And I trust
Oh,
that
yeah.
you'll hear it too.
Yeah. Well, okay. All righty.
The
Yeah.
Force Awakens. No.
Well, I had a beautiful joining with Irene too. We found out she only lives an hour and a half away, so we can meet up for the connect,
Yeah.
speak Jesus
Wow.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But
Yeah. That's function. Thank you.
yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for this coming together right now. It feels very encouraging and empowering again, because I can see how much I want to just go back into that. So I'll just keep watching that play where it's like, oh no, I'm little. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And keep coming back to, okay, that doesn't feel good. Yeah, I can drop that act.
Well, and you can just burn it. Let the light burn it by admitting, oh, I want to be weak. That's how the light will burn it for us. It's like, you're right, Jesus. Oh, do I want that experience of being weak, like that with them? Jesus, do I desire? And it will burn, the light will burn the chaff of that through desire.
Through that, yes.
By going, oh, I want this. Let him show, Jesus, show me where I want this. And he will show you, like, I want this more than God. That's how far it will go.
Yes.
Yeah. The experience here, he'll show me, you are right. I want this, whatever it is, weakness, hatred, whatever appears, and I can see it. He'll show me directly that I want it more than God. That is,
that's humbling. Yeah.
That's humbling. It's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
And we can ask him, Jesus, do we want the experience? Do we desire the experience of fear more than God?
We desire.
And go,
Yep.
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 Okay, then just sit in the wanting of the fear. See, we don't have to experience the fear. Okay, show me how I want it.
Yeah.
We're strong enough. We're divine beings. We're just going to sit, let that toast out, and see if that desire will out toast infinite light. It becomes very inspiring to look directly at the desire for fear with Jesus. Just see if that can out toast Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like, give it to me, Jesus, because you know that is at the level of desire, you will not feel fear. Ask him so you know for sure.
Yeah.
He can tell you. At the level of desire, you will not experience fear.
Yes.
Fear comes from allowing the split.
Yeah.
You see the it's so high up on the wanting, like we want to experience separation. We're so high up that we're going to feel fear up there. But if we say, oh no, I'm wanting this, it takes the power back into this is my desire. I'm having a wish fulfillment in this moment for fear.
Yeah, that's it. It's a wish fulfillment.
And staying in the wish fulfillment phase. Oh, I want it. You're right, Jesus. I want it. Like and
all the reasons I'm hearing, like it's an identity. You've done it since you're a little kid. That's who you think you are. This is what keeps you safe.
yeah, and even that,
all of that
will all burn out at the level of desire. You can ask them, Jesus, will this burn at the level of directly just being in the desire for it? It's such a relief.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a massive relief because we don't have to do anything up in the figuring or the why or the past, or it becomes a very now acceptance of that's a now decision to no to myself. And I accept that I have a desire to say no to myself as divine being right now.
Right now. Yeah. Big time. Yeah.
And then it's just let that with the Holy Spirit ask him so we can all see if will show us how fear is a pure desired experience, a wish fulfillment.
Yeah, it's a wish fulfillment. So there's anything, anything that's valued in the world, like thinking there's some benefit or I'm going to get something from this, and that would also kind of promote it where the desire comes from, like yeah, or saying that there are nice things too, that fear's not that bad because there's this and there's that, and it's like, wait a minute, no, it's not.
So just keep dropping to the level of desire for fear and stay with it as long as you can stay with it. As long as Jesus says, stay with the desire for fear experience and just keep going, and then stay with them. Jesus, do I desire an experience of fear? And let him show that itch for it. Because that's what the ego is going to avoid, being pure desire for experience of fear. Yet we're infinite beings, so we can look so directly with Jesus, show me this itch, like I want desire more than God itch, that itch. And just let it rise up in the light of divine being. And just give it over to Jesus. Okay, Jesus. Then it dissipates. See that no fear can arise without the desire for it.
Yeah.
So if we learn to sit with desire, the wanting.
Wow. Yeah.
I want this. And then even when we think we've let that burn out, we ask him, Jesus, is there any more desire for experience of fear below my level of awareness, or am I ready for a miracle? And a lot of times he tells you no, just like you said a minute ago, no. He's not, I mean, he just says no, he doesn't have it. But the reason is because he knows that further down in consciousness, there's a desire to keep fear. And that we're not ready to accept fully that we're making it up. So then we go with them again. Okay, Jesus, show me that desire, that itch for the experience of fear. Show me deeper, please. Will you? And you let him say yes. He may say, no, it's not time now. But he may say yes. And if he says yes, then let him reveal it. Let's have him. We're here together. Let's see if we all blow up if he shows us how much we desire fear.
Yeah.
So we just kind of sit with it and see if we blow up for desiring fear.
Hmm.
And then we just ask them, okay? And you just might feel a little out of your ears, maybe. And as the energetic of the wanting of it, let that just fruit. It's like a little fruit. Okay, it blooms, but at least it's not running ramshot anymore under the consciousness. It's not a layer in the unconscious mind anymore. It's bloomed out. It's no longer suppressed. See, now it's in full awareness, that desire. And then you can just ask them, okay, Jesus, can we go deeper on this? The wanting this little, to celebrate fear. A lot of energy will be released on this. There's so much death under that desire for experience.
Yeah.
So it's just a fear to look directly. No holes barred. Jesus, give it to me. I'm willing to look. Because that's the way we're going to see it ain't nothing. And then we just ask them again, okay, Jesus, that's a little wave that I'm allowing into the light of divine being. And we just ask them again, okay, Jesus, so is there any more desire? Is there any itch more under there for an experience of fear? Will you show it to me? The wanting of it, like it's my best friend. Do I want fear experience more than I want infinite? And then we just ask, okay, Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
Do we need to look again, or are we ready for a miracle? I'm hearing look again. What are you hearing?
Yeah, I think so. Look again.
Okay.
Just,
Okay. Show me that itch that, oh, I want it, Jesus. I want fear more than God feeling.
yeah.
And does he say we have more to look at, or do we keep going?
More to look at.
That's what I heard too. Okay,
Yeah.
Jesus, show me that itch. Oh, how badly I want fear over God.
Oh no. Oh dear.
He says this will take you down to happy laughter, so I'm going all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do I want fear? Oh, yes. Okay, so I admit it. We just admit it. Yeah, there's more under there. He's right again.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Christ's little helper there. Is there more to look at, or I hear more? What do you hear? Oh.
Yeah.
I
It's
do.
like
He's taking us all the way down. Okay, let's go. We're ready. Come on, we're divine being. We can take it. Let that energy that's in the subconscious mind come into full awareness and see that it doesn't hold the candle over a true identity. Let's just see how long that lasts in the light of divine being, that desire.
Hmm.
We take it to the light test, to the lighthouse of God. And see how much energy is trapped and we withhold from ourselves through that desire to want fear more than God. Jesus, is the only way fear can appear is if I want it more than you. Okay, Jesus, you're right.
Yeah. Hmm. Whew. Yeah. It's exhausting.
Well, well, ask Jesus, is it exhausting, or we're just seeing how exhausted we've been holding on to that?
Yeah, like the fear is exhausting, right? To hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing that.
Thank you for that clarity.
Mm.
Because we're starting to see how exhausting it is to suppress divine light.
And to pretend, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is the power of going together, because we can go really deep together really fast in the power of the infinite light that's represented here.
Mm.
Are we ready, a miracle, or does he say go deeper?
Ah, I almost hear. Do you hear "Ready for a Miracle" or do you hear?
I hear more, actually.
More. Okay.
Did you hear it? You listen, because you can hear him, Jessica. I know you can.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. I thought I heard "Ready for a Miracle," but I could be wrong.
Okay. Jesus, we'll just test. Jesus, is
Yeah.
there any more desire below my level of awareness to try and keep fear over an experience of fear over divinity? Just see what he says. Does he say yes?
Yeah, I do hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesus, I'm willing to see it full. Look with you directly right in the eyeballs of the desire for fear.
Oh, Lord. That's great. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
What do you hear now, Jessica?
Oh, it's just that continually like trying to make something outside is all fear is, thinking something's outside me. But it's like, nope, I'm still here. Jesus is still with us. Just, nope, it's still you. It's still, you're still the one. You're in that sense, you're still God's son. Yeah. And it's not outside you and it's not going to get you. Yeah. Yeah. Still that energy of like, oh, I think something's outside me. It's going to get me. And it's like, no, there's nothing there. Just being shown the nothingness of it, sort of. Like at once I feel the intensity of it and the doubt, but then there's also this humorous underneath it of like, yeah, nope, still here. You're still love. Yeah. I am still as God created me. Yeah. It's not, nothing's changed. We're still changeless, like that kind of a message. And that, still seeing that cowering kind of vibe, the fear vibe. And then, but yeah, and yet, and not, well, I'm not, yeah.
So, and it's really helpful. This is a helpful one to sit with mighties on and just sit with the desire for the experience to see how much it's really wanted.
Yeah.
And how it can't really appear without our desire for it. This is really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Wow.
Does it feel complete for now? How do you feel?
Yeah, I think so.
It feels clear.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel good. I feel good. I feel clearer now on what is fear, recognizing it, that cowering feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, and that we can just look directly at the desire for it together, and that we can hear when we're done. See, in the joining sessions, you can hear it together when you're done. And that's really helpful, like when Jesus is taking it all the way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So
And
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel that message of like, yeah, we're so loved big time. And yeah, there's just a lot of fear. And so the joining is so good to see and to start seeing through that and seeing like that we're still loved and we're still worthy and we're still God's son, you know, that nothing has changed. And it's all good in that sense. Yeah, all good. So
Thank you, love.
Thank you so much.
So glad you're joining.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. So grateful for these opportunities. Yeah.
We are too. We are really grateful, especially to have it so spontaneous and everyone's just jumps. Yeah.
Great. Precious, precious, precious. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Any other reports coming in from all the Jesuses here? Anything Jesus is saying that we need to look at around fear? Oh, here comes Marguerite. Yeah, what are you hearing, Marguerite?
Well, he's prompting me to talk and I don't want to, so I'm fighting him on that. Yeah, he says you have a desire to experience attack when you speak my words. Okay, now he's yeah. So okay, just a fun something, how he's showing that it's in the one mind that I heard to join on a certain sentence about fear with Daira. And he said he prompted me to do something and then wait for her to join with me. And I said, so are you gonna tell me what's in the future now? And he said, well, actually it's the past. So that was hilarious. And then I was waiting for Daira to join with me. Even I hadn't messaged her, but it felt so trustworthy to listen to the voice. And then she didn't message me, so I ended up messaging her for joining, and she said, yes, I heard him say that I had to join with you. And for me, that was just like, you can really trust my voice, and it's really one voice. And the only reason that she just, yeah, let's just say she didn't follow the prompt, which was another beautiful forgiveness opportunity, because it wasn't her, it was just, my reflection of not really following prompts totally yet. And the beautiful thing about the joining, and then is he took us totally to seeing, and that was like, I was mind blown with the fact that all of a sudden he showed me fear is not fear, it's a concept. And I was just like, what? And I'm still like, there's still a lot of fear showing up after all of that. But I was like, you know what? And at that moment, it was so beautiful because with the joining with Daira, we had this same experience the whole time. She would say something, describe something, and I'd be like, yes, funny, because that's what I'm experiencing. And then the other way around, like so much showing that it's in the one mind. And the most beautiful thing was that he'd already told me before the joining, the thing we had to look at was what it would cost me to give up fear. And right after that, he said, well, I will show you that it was never so. And also that it was never real. And in that joining, Daira started talking about how she was shown exactly that fear has no source. Yet I'm feeling fear right now. Whew. Just to speak this. Yes, he says, I want you to look at the desire to feel attacked as you speak my words. Yes, and what was it? Yeah. Okay, so then he was saying, well, focus on the fact that fear is just a concept and has no source. And then, so when fear arises, don't go to the emotion. Remind yourselves, oh, wait, this doesn't have a source. So stand back as a light. So it goes quicker. That's what he was trying to show us, like that it goes quicker into looking just for the denial instead of meddling myself still in the fear. Yeah. So what I would love to look at together right now is that to speak this, that I must have a desire to have an experience of attack. Even though I can still hear it all and speak it all, I'm not at peace. I am with joining on one-on-ones, but not like this. Yeah, desire for two, and it goes to many. Yeah, I don't know. It's not very clear which desire is most important right now. What's preferred to look at right now for the whole? Desire to have a choice, to experience choice. Yeah, it seems like the desire to have a choice, the desire for two. And as I was joining with Daira, the desire to experience fear, they seem like I can look at them forever and ever. That's what I was saying in the joining too, just desire for fear, even though we did come to a complete. So I guess it's not true what I'm saying. Well, it's never true what I'm saying, but it just seems like today I was sitting with the desire for two for so long and felt like nothing was changing. Ready for anything? No. Ready for anything? I'm like, Jesus, nothing's changing. Desire for two, desire. Now keep looking, keep looking. And I think I bailed out eventually.
Yes. This is helpful, that what you're talking about, Marguerite. That's why we got to stay with him, because he knows what we need to do for that mirror. You not do what needs to be released out of the subconscious mind for that miracle. But it's really good what you're talking about, because that's the whole thought system of the ego, that the fear is infinite. We need to just be reminded we're infinite and fear is finite.
Yeah.
And this will burn out.
Yes, it's so helpful what you said, because that's exactly what I was expressing on the joining too, that there's still a desire, and we looked at that, the desire to make fear real and the infinite untrue. So the flip. Okay, now he's saying that's why it wasn't running out, the fear. That why, if that desire is still there, then you're making that more true than the miracle. And then you don't want, then you want fear more than God. Apparently that's probably why nothing seemed to happen for her. Like, I was just sitting there like, okay, I know Jesus, desire for two. Okay. So I guess he's showing me now that there's more looking on the desire, that fear, like placing infinite on fear instead of the other way around. Yeah, right now there's quite a lot of fear. And I asked, so what's that about? Yeah, just a desire to make myself small. I mean, it's all the same things that Jessica's saying, but just desire to experience myself as a body, as small. Yep. Yes, I said, can we look at it? Yes. Yes, make yourself small, vulnerable, and now you can be attacked. Okay. Yeah, it gets funny when you stand with him, and I usually now I say, okay, show me where, and I will see it, and I'll be like, oh, that's hilarious, you're right. Where it plays out. Yes, he says, just admit how you want the experience in consciousness more than God. That's essential. Just admit it. It's all quiet. Do you hear anything?
Well, what's coming to mind here is how it does take willingness for him even to reveal those desires below our level of awareness. It really is a show me kind of willingness to see it with him really deeply every time and as far down as he'll take us. That is if we want the best use of time with him. Do you see? Because he knows that we really don't want to look. But he'll offer as much help as that little crack of willingness to be shown. So we can only offer as much willingness as we can and just keep asking him to show us, really. But he'll take us as far as we're willing to say, yes, get me there. So you're right. If there's a holdback, if we're holding back from getting his help, really.
So
What
can
is
we
he-
ask a miracle about that right now, since you're saying it?
Yes, I feel it. What do you hear I'm saying? I love this tool team tag, Jesus.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. He's saying that's also the fear of not wanting to speak my voice. You just want to hold back. The desire for an experience to hold back. Yeah. 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 Now he's bringing me back to the desire for a choice. He's saying speaking the other words that are not of the truth is not speaking. Yes, he says that's what I was showing you. That they have no source. Okay, there's fear coming up. So I went, so what's this? Holding back, he says. He says, you're so convinced of the experience that you will be attacked if you speak my words. Yeah, look at the desired experience. Yeah, it's like holding back and the desire to experience attack. And, I can continue on, look like a fool, blah, 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 blah. He says, no, don't even go there. Just keep on holding back and the desired experience that you will be attacked. And I'm not really, yeah, okay. I'm not really admitting that the desire to be attacked if I speak his words, I'm not owning that. I think that's what the help was, what you were just saying about you have to be just willing. Yes, he says, but by speaking this now, you're willing. Tigra's having fun.
We love you all so much. Oh my God.
Yeah. I said, is there more? He said, nope.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Holding back, that's a good one. Desire for holding back. Yeah.
It's so beautiful that you speak all these things for all of us, because we're all called in this way. Everyone who's called to these circles, you're called to let, because he's showing us how when we don't speak his words, we're withholding divine light from ourselves.
Yes.
Right. And so he's providing this forum for us to be with each other and really let that spirit voice rip. Because it serves the whole. And we thank you for it. It's so beautiful, Marguerite.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, unless we speak this voice that's being called here by him, let that move through us. And again, practice in this way and in the lights, the joining sessions with each other to listen and speak. It's learning to speak our own voice and see how all the resistances in the no, because we're never saying no to Jesus, we're saying no to ourselves. To infinite love within ourselves as infinite beings. So listen deeply in your heart to Jesus, because you can hear him, to prompts to speak, to share what he's telling you and teaching you about the idea of fear. The concept is Marguerite, bing, 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 concept of fear. Melissa, I keep hearing you're to speak on this topic. Is that right? Although she may need to activate her mute. We can't unmute her. I don't know if we'll be able to get her voice to be able to speak. You just go to the lower where you see the microphone and the up arrow, and just make sure your speaker's chosen, your system speaker. Select a microphone. So Dyra, can you hear her? Could you speak? Could you speak to you and you speak what she says? Amazing. Here we go, Holy Spirit. I'm unmuting you if I can. It won't let me unmute you. Okay, there we go. Okay, Melissa.
Let me unmute her from the conference line. Melissa, ¿me escuchas? She says, yes, I can hear you, Daira. En el audio. Es una prueba, pero dice que puedes hablar a través de la conferencia y yo te lo traduzco. Sí, sí, ahí. When Kay asked me, I felt this great charge in my heart. Well, what was surfacing for me is the desire experience to be this little I, this little character, and to hold on to this personhood. As if there were people around out there. As if they were separate from me. And as I was hearing about that fear is a concept, I was asking Jesus to take me deeper into this, into helping me see that fear is a concept. And so he was saying that it is not real. And so I was asking him to show me this, that it doesn't exist. Because I don't want to keep playing the game of hide and seek. I want to experience the freedom that I am. He keeps repeating over and over, I am so loved. I am so loved.
See.
Yes. Sí.
That's our function to see, really.
Esa es nuestra función. Dice que esa es nuestra función en realidad. ¿Querías decir algo, Meli? That all my life I've played this game of hide and seek. Of not expressing my divine voice because of fear. The fear of being judged. It's always about hiding. And I just simply don't want this anymore. And it feels like he's guiding me, and that's why I'm here. And it's so funny.
And is Jesus giving her guidance on that?
Y Jesús te está guiando, te está diciendo algo, Melissa. I'm trying to listen, but I'm simply not hearing anything at all right now.
Yeah, it just feels like to see that it's like he's pointing to you. It's just the play. It's just a play.
Parece que a lo que te está apuntando, Melissa, es que simplemente es un juego, un juego.
And bringing us back to that love that's here, no matter how it played before this, how that record, how no matter how it played, it doesn't touch infinite.
Y traerlo simplemente hacia aquí, de ver que no puede tocar a lo infinito.
And the infinite light is here.
Y que la luz infinita está aquí.
So it may seem like, okay, we did something back there that we don't want anymore.
Entonces parece que hicimos algo malo, pero no está aquí ya.
But now we can see with Jesus how it was a play that we wanted, and we can just say, okay.
Y vemos con Jesús que simplemente era un juego que habíamos deseado, pero decimos está bien.
That's total.
Y eso es todo.
Or in French, it would be say tu.
Oh, he says that all he's reminded me is that I forgot to laugh.
Ropa.
Christ's little helpers. Christ himself, two Christs over there. Infinite love.
Amor infinito, dos Cristos
Exactly
apareciéndose.
as it is.
Tan práctico como es.
Thank you, Melissa.
Gracias, Melissa.
Thank you, Dara, too. What a great reminder. He's reminding us that really the only function for us in these joining sessions is to see what's true so we can laugh and be glad it isn't. That nothing we thought was true is true. So these are going to get funnier and funnier. But as he says, we really need, like Marguerite, and, even when we don't want to speak, we step to it because it's given for the beings that come here to speak the words of God through us, because it's honoring divinity. So it feels like we would open the floor to one more who might like to let Jesus speak through them. Okay. Hi, Julie. I just.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. It goes very, very deep. The roots of the desire to fear, and as I was listening and going deeper and deeper, I felt that it's it comes to the fear of the unknown, fear of the truth. I desire the fear because it's like a protection against something I think I don't know. And I can feel it in what I do in this world, how I think about what I do, what I don't do. It's ingrained everywhere. So the fear seems to be like a blanket of protection. It's so familiar. And it feels so weird to expose it right now. I have the desire to stay weak and small and poor, and um, it's like an addiction.
Yes.
Fear.
Yes. That's beautiful, Julie. That's honesty of God.
And it feels without it, I'm going to die, and yet it's driving me to the desire of dying. So it's really ingrained. I can see the end of it, and I don't know what to do.
So, Julie, what is Jesus telling you about this?
He's telling me he's got me. To expose it. to keep exposing. He's telling me there is nothing wrong. To be willing to, it's weird to be willing to die or to let fear die, I guess.
Yes. Yes. CC. Yes, let it die. That's what he means by sacrifice it. Let it die.
Ah, the lesson of the day. Thank you. Is it that simple?
Ask Jesus. What does Jesus say, Julie? You hear him? He says you hear him.
He's laughing.
Is he? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's it's funny, I see I have a vision of him beside me, the same vision I had with joining with Dara a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I'm in a long tunnel, like dark, very dark, and I'm on top of dark. I'm hiding behind a rock where it's even darker, because at the end of the tunnel there's light, and I'm hiding in more dark in a all curled up like that. And but he's standing beside me, very very loving, and yes, I'm waiting for you, I'm here, yeah, when are you gonna, when you're ready, I'm here. So that's what I see right now. And I don't know what's gonna look like. So, but I want to step out. I really do. I do want to step out and let myself be guided, because I don't know where I'm going.
Can you take his hand?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's walk. Ah. Ah, it's so gentle. Ah. So loving. I want to stay here with him. We're walking. And he's smiling. It's funny because I find I am so little. It's like I'm little and I'm holding his hand like that. He's tall. And right now I don't feel fear. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, thank you, brothers. Thank you for stepping in, even when we don't think we have something to offer. See, that's the play of consciousness. And everyone who comes here hears them. You can be 100% sure of that. So really, yeah, and you can see the value that's coming in from stepping into what he's calling us to these to these joining sessions, using his instructions to build a talk to him, and how quick and how direct and how helpful he is, and how he knows where all the bones are buried, and how quickly he's going to help us just move through the self-concept and the concept of fear and doubt. That was just so beautiful, that video that Dyra made where Jesus said, the only thing you can be sure of in this world is that I'm here to take you out. We all bawled over that video. You can watch that. He says you can watch that as many times as you need to be 100% sure that I'm here to take you out of this world. I think we're all in. Hashtag happy hologram. Love you.